Well, hi everybody. Thanks so much for being with us. My name is Larry Marcus from Approval Warehouse, and today I'm going to take you through maybe just a 20-minute presentation that's going to explain to you how Approval Warehouse can help you to finance your buyers, and especially how Approval Warehouse can help you take maybe 4 to 5 out of the credit turndowns that you're getting right now and actually put them into doing business with you, getting them the money they need so that they can do business with you. I know most of you that are on the call with us today are experienced at having some kind of financing in your business. We've got people here with us today from the home improvement industries. We've got people from the medical industry. We've also got people from different types of retail businesses with us, the power sports industry. So we're going to talk a little generally today about our financing. I want you to notice that on the bottom of the screen there's a box that you can actually put any questions that you have into, and if you give us a question while we're going through this presentation, we'll try and get it answered for you today, but certainly if not, we'll get back to you within the next 12 to 24 hours and get you an answer on your specific question. Also, the account executive that invited you to be here with us today will certainly be getting back to you as well. Okay, so we're going to take about 20 minutes. What I want to do first is go in and talk to you about the different markets that we service here at Approval Warehouse. And I want you to know that if your marketplace is not listed here, that doesn't mean that we can't be of help to you. If you don't see your marketplace, your business listed here, then just go ahead and get in touch with the account executive who invited you here, or you can just get to us right away at support@approvalwarehouse.com. Support@approvalwarehouse.com. We do service the automotive industry. Now, we don't finance automobiles right now, all right? We will in about 6 months have a new title financing program, but right now we really take care of any kind of automobile repairs and service, transmission shops or other expensive type of servicing of automobiles. We're right there for you. Anything in the home improvement business, and of course home improvement takes into account sprinklers and fences and construction and spas and just everything you can think of. We're very big in the furnishings industry. We deal with a lot of furniture stores and chains. The power sports industry, we actually do finance motorcycles, both new and used, regardless of the manufacturer. And we also take care of jet skis, ATVs, things like that. Anything pretty much in the retail business, including handling funeral homes to help people with those last expenses. Over here on the medical side of our business, we deal with dental, hearing aids, any type of elective surgery, plastics and cosmetic surgery, veterinary, chiropractic. We handle all of that. All right, let's take a couple of minutes. I want to take you into one of our presentations. Now, you may have been sent or given a presentation like this by your account executive, and it might have been kind of specialized for your industry. All right, I'm going to use one that I have up in the home improvement industry. A lot of the same, most of all the same things apply whether you're in any other type of retail environment or even in patient financing for the medical industry. We're just going to touch on a couple of things here. We do know the business challenge. As I said, most of you who are with us today are already doing financing for your clients. You know that less than 10% of consumers today can actually use cash or a check for any purchase over $1,000. We know that 32% of consumers actually don't own a credit card. And here's the worst news. 68% of the U.S. credit card holders are so close to their available credit limit that they can't buy your product or service on their credit card. So we know what the solution is. Right now you're using Wells Fargo, GE, Care Credit, Chase, or some other lending institution to come up with this solution. We know that if your average ticket price is over $1,000, you've got to have an affordable monthly payment plan that can help people get started with your product or with your services. All right. Now let's take a look at the benefits of using the Approval Warehouse service. Number one, we have a fast and easy application process for your customers. You can have your customers fill out a paper credit application, and then you can input that to our system, or you can fax it in and get an approval. In terms of approvals, we give instant decisions within minutes. In most cases, anybody with good to fair credit, we're going to be able to give you an instant approval within minutes. If we do have somebody that's moving into the subprime or credit challenge category, well, it's going to take an hour or a few hours or the next morning to get your case because we're going to manually underwrite it. And I can tell you that right now our goal is to push loans out the door. That's what makes us money. So we do very, very, very detailed and careful manual underwriting, and if we can make that loan, we're going to do it. Real importantly for you, there's no liability with our program for your business. No risk, no reserve, no liability. Once we agree to make that loan, if that customer actually defaults on the loan right in the first month or two, it still is not a problem for you. It's a collection scenario for us, but you get paid. And as a matter of fact, you get paid quickly. Once you've either delivered your product or service, once we verified it, 48 to 72 hours later, we've got money in your checking account. That's how fast it happens. We've got a single platform that I'm going to show you in a minute that can actually help you to apply for loans, get status updates on those loans, and you can also run detailed reports from your very own back office. Now, we've got training in that back office to help you train your staff. Plus, we have an actual training staff. We've got a gentleman by the name of Stan Shaw who heads up all of our merchant training and services. And once you get started with us, we're going to get you on a live training call and take you through exactly how to use your back office. Let's talk to you about the overview of the program for a second. We finance amounts starting at a minimum of $1,000, and for people with good credit or fair credit, we'll go up to $30,000. There's even times we go as high as $35,000. And we'll do that on terms up to 72 months. Now, when we have credit challenge people, we'll go to a maximum of $15,000 on a loan for them, and we'll go up to 48 months as far as a term. So 30, 35,000, 72, even 84 months with good credit. Problem credit, we have a $15,000 maximum, and we go to 48 months. We do have all types of zero interest and other promotional options. The lowest APRs we have for the best credit prime borrower is 8.99. We will consider anything with a minimum credit score of 550, and we'll talk more about those criteria in a minute. As I mentioned to you before, we have quick approvals, decisions within seconds if people are well qualified, and there's no additional fees, no cosigner or guarantor fees, no prepayment penalties, no balloon payments. Now let's talk about the general approval criteria. Ladies and gentlemen, you on the phone know that nobody here today is going to tell you that it's like we all died and went to some panacea, some credit approval heaven where everyone we put in an application for gets approved. That's certainly not the case. But what I am going to tell you is Approval Warehouse is going to approve more of your credit applications than you've probably ever had done before. We know that in most cases right now, whether it's Care Credit, GE, Wells Fargo, Chase, or anybody else, you're getting credit turned down somewhere between 60 and 70% of the time. That's our average client's results. We're able to take 4 to 5 out of every 10 of those and actually get you an approval. What are we looking for? We're looking for a bare bones minimum 550 credit score, but you on the phone know, just like I do, credit score is not the whole situation. It's only part of it. We're looking for that applicant to have 1 year on the job or at least in the same industry. They need to have a minimum of $1,500 of gross monthly income, and they need a 2-year credit history that we can look at, and in those 2 years having no judgments, no liens, any open collection accounts. Medical accounts are a different story. We exclude them from our credit look. We also need them to have no bankruptcy and no repossession in the last 2 years. We're an automated system in a lot of cases, and our manual underwriting is very specific as well. If it's 2 years and 1 or 2 months, that's going to be okay. But we need 2 years of decent credit history, no bankruptcy. We're going to be able to get more people approved than you've ever seen before, but that doesn't mean that everyone gets approved. We'll have somebody with a 650 credit score. They'll actually have a FICO of 650, and we'll have to deny that loan. And some of you will say, well, why? Because it's not the whole picture. Somebody can have a 650 credit score, but when we look at their credit history, they're going 2 to 3 months behind on all their bills right now. They're obviously having a problem, and they're kind of on their way down, not on their way up. And next month, the credit score will catch up and drop. But for right now, they're just not a good risk. So we look at the whole total picture. We look at DTI, the debt-to-income ratio, but we're not as hard about that DTI as some of the other banks are. So our manual underwriting is pushing out a lot more loans than you've ever seen before. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about prime borrowers for a second, because most of you are used to dealing only with prime borrowers. With the banks or the institutions that you're working with now, they'll only approve people down to 700 or at best a 690 credit score, and they're really hard on the DTI. All right. Well, our program for prime borrowers is really pretty much the same as theirs. As far as the APR for the client, yeah, it can go as high as 13.99, but if we have a really good prime borrower, it could be as low as 8.99. The merchant payout rate. Right now, with what you're doing with Care Credit, GE Chase, we all know that we're paying for the premium. We're paying a premium for the use of that money for our clients. And of course, with any of the people you're using now, you're paying anywhere from 5 to 10 or maybe 12% in a discount rate. So in effect, whatever that loan's for, you're getting 90% of it back. So you sell something for $10,000 and you're getting $9,000 back to you in your account. We do the exact same thing as everybody else. Here's where the difference is. The difference is that we will take the next step and we will go and service your near prime and subprime borrowers. For that near prime borrower, we're going to be at somewhere around a 17.99 rate, and there's going to be an 11 to 20% discount rate. So your payout rate will be somewhere between 80 and 89%. But then we'll also go on to subprime borrowers where that APR could go as high as 19.99. They're all fixed rates. And understand that 19.99 for a subprime or credit challenged person is so much better than what they're getting out there in the rest of the marketplace. If they were going to City Financial or Beneficial Finance and looking for a $5,000 unsecured loan, or credit cards that they could possibly get, they'd be looking at 22 to 24.99 as a fixed rate, and we're bringing them in at 19.99. Now you'll also notice that the merchant payout rate is a lot less. We'll go up to a 25 to 30% discount rate when it comes to the subprime borrower. And you say, well, Larry, I'm not paying that now. You don't have to. On those same borrowers that we talked about before, for the prime borrower that you're financing now, it's that 5 to 10% discount rate just like you're paying now. The difference is we can make this program work and we can get you all those people financed that you couldn't do right now. The merchant discount rate is higher, but here's the difference. We have guys come to us, merchants come to us, and they say, well, Larry, I know half a loaf's better than no loaf. I couldn't finance these people elsewhere. Yeah, I can deal with the bigger hit. Then we have guys and girls coming to us and saying, Larry, I don't have 25 or 30% profit margin in our product or in our service. I can't have that kind of discount rate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to our back office right now, what'll be your back office to run your loan finance business out of Approval Warehouse. And I'm going to show you how you can virtually, fully legally and fully compliantly eliminate that discount rate so that you are not taking that money out of your pocket. This is what the login would look like to your back office. We're going to go ahead and log in here. And you will see that I'm going to take you through actually a little tour here of this, and we're going to give you more training on it when you come on board. But let me first say that this is exactly what you or your administrative person or your finance manager would be looking at every day. They can go through this, and everything here is centered from credit application to checking results to getting messages right here in our message center, right on the left side from us about what's going on with your applications. You're going to print all your retail installment credit agreements and contracts right from this site. It's all going to happen right here, and it's got full reporting capability. Before I go into all that, let me go right up here and let's talk about this price calculator that we have, because what I said to you was you're going to be able to get it, so if you want to, so that you can legally and compliantly actually not take that discount rate out of your pocket. Let's run a scenario. This calculator is meant to be something for illustrative and estimating purposes. You're sitting and talking with your potential customer, client, patient, and you say, well, are you interested in being able to pay cash or finance this particular product or service? And they say to you, no, I need to finance, I need a monthly payment. And understand when people say that, and I know most of you do, when they say that, they really do need a payment. They're buying the payment. Now there's a difference with cash buyers. When somebody says, no, I want the right price and I want to pay cash, they're looking for the best cash deal. What I'm going to show you here is how to deal with the lady or the gentleman that says, no, I think I want to finance. And here's going to be the semantics of the program, all right, that I want you to know. Most of you know that you can't charge a premium price because you're financing. You can't say to somebody, Well, this costs $5,000, but if you're going to finance, I've got to charge you $6,200. That's against the law, or certainly lending regulations in most places. What you can do is you can charge a price for your service. For instance, you can charge $6,200, but then offer a cash discount to your customer. You can say that the price on this motorcycle, this medical procedure, this home improvement scenario, it's $6,200, but if you were able to pay cash, we can offer you a cash discount incentive, and it would only be $5,000. That's what we're going to operate under here as a system. So let's take a look. I'm in New York, so let's bring this down and bring us into New York right here on the bottom, and we're going to select a credit profile. Now, you're going to ask your customer who's sitting in front of you or maybe on the phone, because by the way, one of the glories of our online system is that you can literally send your prospective customer a link to your credit application from your website before they ever sit with you or come to your office or you go to them. And we're going to ask them, what's your credit like? And if they say, no, my credit's absolutely great, we're going to select good credit. Some people say, well, it's really not very good. You'll find most people will say, well, it's not great, it's not bad either, and we're going to select the fair credit option here. And let's say in this example that with the product or service that you're about to sell, let's just say that you really need $5,000 coming to you to make this work. In other words, you wouldn't want to sell this product or service to this customer if you couldn't see $5,000 out of it. Now, you've got, with good credit right now, with really prime credit, you're getting hit for 5 to 10% on a discount rate now. So let's take a look at fair credit. What we're looking at here is we're being told that $6,250 would need to be the loan amount for you to net $5,000 after the discount rate. Not any magic here. All right, so now you know the price you need to charge for your product or service is $6,250. I'll tell you what most of our merchants do. They take a look and they say, the discount rate could be 10%, it could be 20%, or it could be 25 or more for the poorest credit cases. But if I know I want to sell something for, let's just say, $10,000, and I want to know that I'm covered, in my mind, if I need $10,000 out of the deal, I'll just add 20 to 25% to that price and say, okay, here's our price. All right, it's $12,000 or $13,000. That's our price. If you can pay cash, we'll offer you a cash discount, and it'll be $10,000. But just off the top of your head that whatever you need out of the deal, if you don't want to eat the discount rate, just to get enough in there, you need to make your sale for 20 or 25% higher. Now, in this case, we talked about $5,000 out of pocket. So we know we need to charge $6,250 with fair credit. And here's what the repayment terms could be for your customer. And it's a range. They could be about $142 a month for 72 months at $17.99 for that fair credit customer. And we'd be offering them a promotional option of no payments for 90 days in that scenario. Then it could range over here to where we ask them for about $190 a month for 48 months with a $19.99 APR, and we would offer, even in that situation, a 0% APR for up to 12 months. So if they paid off that loan at the end of 12 months or before the end of 12 months, they'd pay 0% interest. With our system here, you could also print this for your customer or prospective customer to see or take home with them. All right, and you can show them the different programs. Zero down, zero do it signing. Of course, your name would be here at the top, and you can show them the range of what their payments could be. All right, or different programs they could qualify under. So that's here available to you. Let's go back and let's go over here, and I want to show you where you can find a credit application. You can download a credit application so that you can have your salespeople in the home or even in the office. You can have somebody literally just fill out a paper credit app. That's a standard credit application. Employment information if they think they need a cosigner, their references. And so that's all right here. And you can either fax it right here to this number, or you can email it, scan and email it right here to us. We don't take phone applications right now, and there's good reasons for that, especially when you're trying to get somebody financed and they're in front of you. It's not good to get turn downs, and we find it's better for people to take credit applications if they're in the home, to take them back to the office and let a professional, whoever's handling that for you, get them the right financing, whether it's through Approval Warehouse or another institution you have, and not have them getting turned down as it happens more times than not in the home. That's something we can talk about with you, and we actually have a staff of trainers that are there to help you to do a better job of understanding how to sell a payment versus price if you haven't done that very successfully before. We're going to help you with that. There also, as I mentioned to you, is a complete online credit application. Now, I'm not going to take you all through that. You would enter name, last name, social security, go into the next screen, and it would have all the boxes that you saw on our paper credit application and start asking about where you live, what's your address, where do you work, and all those same things. And you're all very, very familiar with those scenarios, okay? Over here on the left side of the screen, these are, we call them different buckets that you end up having your loans go through. When you first put them in, they might start, you might find that some of them are kicked back because they're incomplete and we need more information. We could have them pending for some reason. Hopefully not too many of them get declined. Some need to reapply, maybe it's with a cosigner or with new information. Pre-approved is what we're really, really looking for. And you'll notice right here we have a couple of pre-approved in the recently submitted applications. Once an application is pre-approved, you're actually going to be able to go in here and print out the complete loan documents. You'll see all the information here, okay, about the program, and then you can go right here and click Generate Documents. Now we're going to need to insert, now you'll notice my cursor is just moving a little bit because I've got a lot of programs running, but we need to insert a contract date here and verify they were approved for $81.99. That's what our amount to finance is. We hit Generate Documents, and then we just hit this download right here, and we're going to bring up everything you need to put in front of the client, to print out, put in front of your client, and have this going. So you're going to have a fax cover sheet. You're going to have a piece to actually give to your client explaining their approval, what the amount is, the APR, the terms, the payments, the promotion, 0 interest for 12 months, okay? What documents we need. In this case, all we need is the original signed installment contract, okay? And it's going to give you instructions on where to send that so we can get you your money in 48 to 72 hours once this is all completed. So here are instructions for completing the loan package. And then as we get a little further down, here's the actual retail installment agreement that your client will actually sign. You're going to, as per the instructions that I showed you, you're going to get that back to us, and we're going to get you funded. So you can actually be sitting with a client, and I want you to picture this. You can be sitting with a client either in your office or their home. You can fill out an online credit application. They can get pre-approved right then and there. You can generate the loan documents and have them signed, and it can all happen just that fast. Let me show you some of the training that we've got here in our back office for you. I just went through that price calculator with you, and you're going to say, well, Larry, I need somebody to help me through that again. And we're going to do that live and give you all the support we need. And also, you'll notice that there is an 800 number that we're going to give you to be able to call our specialists when you're in the middle of this. But we've also got right here, we've got a live chat feature up here on the top right. I'll show you when we get out of this window. And you can just click that. Somebody come right on board and help you in real time. All right, but we'll take you right through everything in this price calculator here. You'll notice that it's going to go through the different windows. All right, it'll come up a little faster when you're doing it, not in this presentation like I am. So you're wondering, what do I put in this cash to merchant spot? We're going to explain it to you. You're going to say, well, what goes in this down payment spot? What goes in, what we have in trade-in? And that's going to be available for you for training, not just initially, but for the staff that you might be taking on later. That left navigation bar that I was showing you, very important that you understand how to use that, how to reference it. So we've got an entire training module here to help you with that, and it will literally take you through each step, okay, and explain to you each step in this here. We'll show you what does the message section mean, how do we use that, what does a pre-approved application mean. We're going to take you through that whole thing. All right, so there's a lot of tools for you, a lot you can do here. All right, I promised you only about 20 minutes, and I know I'm running a little over today, and I hope you've given me any questions that we're not going to have time to do today. Right in the box on the bottom, and then we'll get back to you with answers for your questions. We also, the account executive who invited you here today is going to be back in touch with you. If you need to, certainly call them right away. You can also always just email us directly at support@approvalwarehouse.com, support@approvalwarehouse.com. I think we've given you enough to chew on today. I will tell you that most of the merchants in every category we operate in who meet with us on one of these demonstrations, most everyone decides to become a merchant, an approved merchant with Approval Warehouse. We can help you turn more browsers to buyers. More importantly, we can help you initially take the credit turndowns you're getting and get a good amount of them to be approved. Here's my thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Every one of you is already spending a lot of dollars in advertising and marketing, in telemarketing, in bringing people in through newspaper, radio, and TV, and they're calling into your call center, and now you have to pay for somebody to talk to them. You're spending possibly hundreds of dollars to get in front of somebody, whether it's in your office, your showroom, or in their home. If you're in the medical field, you might be offering them a free consultation as well, and that time is costly. And all of a sudden, they are saying to you, "Doctor, sir, mister, I want to buy your product or service. I want to buy your procedure. I need to finance it. Can you help me?" And up until now, we take our applications with Chase, with Care Credit, with GE, with Wells Fargo, and 35% of the time they get approved, but 60% or more they get turned down. You've got that person that has paid you. You've paid to get them there. You've paid to get them into your office or with your salesperson or into your practice. You've paid for it, and they want to do business, but you can't because they can't get the financing. That's where we can come in for you, ladies and gentlemen. We can make that difference. We can make the investment that you've made in putting that prospect in front of you to pay off. And we can do that for you consistently and get you more business and really make a difference to your bottom line in the coming 12 months and beyond. Thank you for being with us. I hope we've answered a lot of questions for you. Get back to the account executive. We'll be getting back to you, and we'll look to see you coming into our family of approved merchants that we're able to help make more money through the year. Again, thanks for being here.